Evening, everyone. Happy Monday. It's a new week, isn't it? And Monday's always the night where we're already looking forward to teams that are playing football this Tuesday, whether it be obviously professional or in non-league. Now tonight's Instagram Live is with Leighton Town captain Alfie Osborne. So obviously we're going to be discussing him and life at Leighton Town. So if you bear with me, guys, I'm going to invite the man himself. Let's see if it works first time round. And look at that, and it did. How are you doing, Alfie? You all right?
Hi mate, how's things? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. How are you doing? Today been all right?
Yeah, really well. Yeah. All good. Been looking forward to it. Yeah, looking forward to getting going, mate. Yeah, all good this end, thank you.
Lovely. That's what we like to hear. Yeah, it's been a while, isn't it, Alfie? Because you and I were obviously lining this up a long time ago. So
Yeah,
we're
it's been a
fine.
long time coming. Definitely been a long time coming, mate. Yeah, we spoke about it a fair while ago, and obviously a lot's gone on since then. So yeah, I'm sure we'll have loads to talk about.
Cool. We need to talk about it, don't we? Let's sort of do the elephant in the room, so to speak, at the moment, because obviously in the last few days, but it's always unfortunate anyway when there's a change in the management team at any football club.
Yeah,
And I've known Paul Bonham for a long time. He's a very nice guy, and obviously things are out of his control. Really, he's had to step away, and obviously it's very sad to see and Christophe, obviously the assistant manager, go as well at the moment. As captain of the club, Alfie, how do you sort of assess it, really, the situation?
yeah. I mean, just to echo what you said, really, I think it was a bit of a surprise to all of us because it is down to health reasons. I'm sure people that are tuning in
Mm,
will know that unfortunately Paul's having a serious surgery on his back.
yes.
So yeah, I mean, we found out about it before it was obviously announced, and I think yeah, the general sort of feeling was everyone was a little bit shocked, obviously concerned for Paul. Um,
Mm,
but at the end of the day, I had a good discussion with Paul about it, and health comes first over a lot of things. And although he is a football man and wants to be involved, I think he's got to put himself first and think
mm.
about his sort of health and his future. So yeah, a little bit disruptive, but it's one of those things that can't be helped. And yeah, unfortunately, Ant's decided to step away as well for his own reasons, and you just have to respect that. I think they've made sort of decisions. And you have to back them and support them in what they want to do and see where they end up, really. But we wish them all the best from a player's point of view and thank them for what they've done. And yeah, as I say, wish them all the best in their next venture.
Love that. Exactly the right thing to hear from a captain. So I love that, Alfie. So obviously the guys who've come in at the moment, obviously James Heaps and Enzo, isn't it, are sort of leading the team to the end of the season. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So James sort of heads up the under 18s sort of set up at the club, and he has done for a few years now. So we're all familiar with him and the work that he does.
Mm,
Um, and yeah, he's sort of been in and around it for a few weeks now, which is good. We're sort of understanding what he wants from us till the end of the season, and Enzo's doing a great job as well. Both very passionate about football and got good knowledge. So yeah, we're excited to sort of get going under them now until the end of the season, and then just see what we can do now.
yeah, and obviously the next few weeks are going to be very interesting because obviously Leighton, although obviously the title, obviously no disrespect, is it? But the title's obviously pretty much it's gone, isn't it? So it's all about what's next, basically. Come the end of April, is the club still going to be fighting to try and go up, isn't it? It's as simple as that now.
Yeah, definitely. I think you've got to be honest, like you said. The title is out of reach now, and I think when we sort of all accepted that, it was probably a good thing because we can sort of reassess what we're looking to do now. As you said there, just finish as high as we can, win as many games as possible from now until the end of April, and then we'll see where we are, really. I think you look at the sort of teams that have sort of gone above us in the league now, and you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes clubs choose not to go up. Sometimes there's issues with ground grading and things like that. So
Yep.
as long as we do everything that we can and win our games that we've got ahead of us, we sort of then put the decisions in other people's hands, really, and we can sort of step away and say, look, we've done everything that we could, and we can be proud of it.
Cool. Let's go on to something positive. Because obviously the boys had a great win, didn't they, at the weekend? Obviously on the road, clean sheet, 2-0, job done. Obviously goal scorers were Ashton and Fitzgerald. How was your take on that game, Alfie?
Very difficult, very difficult. I think I know London Coney very well. I played there a few years ago. It is a tricky place to go. You sort of never know what team you're going to be up against with a London Coney. They seem to have sort of a different team every time you play them. They had some good players in there. Surface was one of the worst I think we probably played on this season. So, yeah, always nice to get 3 points away from home. Keep a clean sheet was brilliant for us. It's something I don't think we've done enough this year. And, that's down to all of us on the pitch, not just the back four and the goalkeeper. But, yeah, nice to get the win. Nice to see Fitzy score his first of the season and Ashton to keep scoring goals. So, yeah, a good win Saturday, and hopefully something that we can now kick on from.
Yeah, I mean, I had a glance again at the table to remind myself what that W at the weekend did for Leighton. So it's obviously fourth. It's very interesting, really, between third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, still, isn't it, at the moment in the Spartan Prem?
Yeah. This season's been really competitive. I think over the years in the Spartan, sometimes you see a bit of a runaway leader. But, up until sort of a couple of months ago, there was, a lot of names in the hat that could have taken it. Look, the teams above us have done really well, and credit where credit's due. I think, the teams that have come up with Risborough and Salamis have absolutely smashed it this season. And, fair play to them. They've been really dominant. Hadley have had a great season. And, teams in and around us, Flackwell, Levy, as I say, it has been really, really competitive. So, it's been enjoyable. And every game's got something on it, It's never an easy game in this league, especially this season. So, yeah, it's been exciting. Definitely one for the neutral this season, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question. Who for you is the best team in the league this season?
Best team that we've played?
Yep.
Good question. Wow. I'd probably say we beat them away. I'd probably say Salamis. They're difficult to play against. They've got some really good individuals, some really, really hard working lads in their side. And as I said before, they've had such a good season considering they came up from the division below. So personally, yeah, I'd probably say Salamis.
And they're on a really good run recently, aren't they? Because they're really racking up points now, aren't they? As the weeks go on.
Yeah, definitely. They're pushing, and we expected them to anyway. I think Risborough and Salamis are obviously looking at it, thinking, look, we can have a real go here. So, yeah, I think in the background they've almost been sort of pushing for a while now, sort of a little bit under the radar. But now we're getting towards the end of the season, it's becoming a little bit more apparent.
Let's go to the comment section here, Alfie. Who got the winner at Salamis?
I see that just pop up. That's our kit man, Stevie. Evening, Stevie. Yeah, no, that was me. I don't normally get many, so it is a bit of a collector's item, to be honest. I think I'll still be talking about it in about 10 years. But yeah, I managed to pop up with one at Salami, so that was nice.
Love that. We're going to be touching on your goals recently, or lack thereof, shortly.
That won't take very long, will it?
No. So let's talk about this, because we have to mention it. The support of Leighton Town, is out of this world. So the league average this season for Leighton Town, do you know what it is?
320, 330 maybe?
More than that. 349 is the league average for Leighton Town. That
Average as well.
absolutely obliterates every other club in that division.
Mm.
What is it like, Alfie, to obviously, be there on those home games, have that away support as well, because fans do travel as well in numbers, and obviously to captain a club that size in Step 5, what is that like?
It's massive. It is a massive privilege. We know we're very lucky to get the support that we do. A lot of teams, even at the level above, don't get anywhere near them numbers.
Yeah,
so
right.
we love it to bits as players. It gives you a great buzz. You're not really used to it at this level. If I'm being honest, you're not used to it unless you do play for Leighton at this level. They're fantastic, as you say, home and away. They really get behind us. And we've probably rode our luck a few times in games this year and give them a few scares, and they're still behind us. So yeah, massive respect to all of them. And we've built a good relationship with them over the years. I think a few of us know a lot of them personally now, and we see them after the games and things like that, and they're all great people. So yeah, huge credit to them. And it's really important, I think, especially in games where you need a little bit of a boost and a little bit of a kick, to have them singing and getting noisy and really bringing the atmosphere. It does make a huge difference. So yeah, it's a massive honour to captain the team in front of them. And yeah, long may it continue. It's a great club to be at and a really good environment.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely a noisy lot, aren't they? The red and white of Leighton.
They are. They're very entertaining. Very entertaining. It's. I'll be honest. It is always a better day if we're winning, and of course, I'm a football fan. I know exactly what it's like. So, on the days that we're not doing too bad, and as I said earlier, giving them a few scares, then there is a few jitters. But full credit to them. They're always behind us. So.
We might as well mention it because whilst we're on the subject of big crowds at Leighton and noise, that Beds FA Cup game against the Luton development team, some cracking numbers that night, and the crowd, when you look at the video and the photos, just wow, that was phenomenal to see. And I can only imagine what that was like as a player that night.
It was fantastic. I think nights like that, playing at our level of football, we're all very, level-headed in the fact that we know we play a level of football where you don't get that very often.
Yeah.
So to turn up and to walk out in front of that many fans, a really great atmosphere and a really good night for the club. It was special and it meant a lot to everyone, So I think it was, as I say, a great night for the club. It was just, it had a different feel to it, them nights under the lights against a really good side, albeit a young side. It was, it was incredible. Really pleased, and a special night for the club, definitely.
Cool. So let's do a bit of a Yui subject-wise at the minute, Alfie. So let's look at you as a person. So growing up, who is your boyhood club?
Watford.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. That would have made that Luton win a little bit more split, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely it did. That probably won't go down well with a few of the Leighton faithful, because I know that's probably their professional team. But yeah, no, always been a Watford fan. Me and my dad are Watford, and my brothers as well, and then the rest of the family are sort of Spurs or Watford. So yeah, it's always been Watford for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, please don't swear. Don't mention have a club, please.
No, I won't. We'll leave that one.
Yeah, we'll leave that one. So, do you get an opportunity to go and watch Watford?
Not often. No, not since I was frequently. Not since I was probably about 15.
Wow. Yeah.
Used to go all the time. And then try and get to games if they're on a Sunday or midweek if I can. Still try and get into a few a season. But yeah, obviously, non-league football takes over.
Yeah, of course it does. So, who for you then, either growing up or even now, who for you is perhaps your favourite football player of all time, and why?
Good question. growing up, I'd probably say I had it changed for me. Growing up, I was a centre back, so I looked at John Terry quite a lot.
Yep.
Sort of looked at players that I could maybe relate to a little bit. So was never blessed with pace, never have been anything like that. And sort of looked at John Terry in that way and tried to pick things out of his game and bits like that. And then when I moved into midfield, probably maybe Gerrard, and then more recently, Rice, Henderson, them sorts of players, I'd say. But growing up, I was always a big JT fan, I'd say.
Interesting that all those players you named, refreshing because all English.
Yeah. No, listen, I know what I'm good at, and it certainly isn't the flair and the skill and bits and bobs like that. So I can appreciate players like that, absolutely. But yeah, I definitely leave that to the ones that can do it.
Yeah, and absolutely, and every one of those names as well was all about hard work, determination, and leadership. Every one of them.
Yeah. I'd say I pick things out of all of their games. Try to sort of pick the best bits out, and as I said earlier, look at things that maybe I'm not so good at, and look at ways that players like that can adapt and sort of get around that, really.
Cool. So let's rewind. Let's go back to pretty much the start, really, for you in your playing career, Alfie. You're mid-20s now, aren't you?
Yep, 25 now.
So it's where you can correct me if I'm wrong. So after doing a bit of digging, so Hampstead,
Yep,
Chesham,
yep,
London Colney,
yep,
and then Harpenden.
that's right. Yep,
And then obviously the Red and White of Leighton Town for 4 seasons so far. Is that right?
that's right. There was a spell in between just before Harpenden at Coney Heath as well.
Okay.
So I spent about 3/4 of the season there before joining Harpenden. But yeah, spot on. Good research.
Love that. And I think I sort of jokingly messaged you earlier, didn't I? I said, did you know how many games you played for Leighton? And obviously you didn't 100% know, but from what I managed to find, competitively, 94 appearances in the red and white.
Yeah.
And how many goals, Alfie?
2. 2. Yeah.
So,
as I said earlier,
on that
not
average,
many.
Alfie, you've got about another 30 games until your next goal.
Yeah. Lethal is not the word you'd use to describe me. It's that, as I said earlier, they are a collector's item. So when it happens, you'll, if you speak to anyone at the club, I almost don't know what to do with myself. I go a bit mad, and I'm not used to it. These lads that score goals and don't celebrate, I can't relate to. I just I end up going a bit crazy. But yeah, no, it is something that I tried to sort of look at in pre-season and touch on and see if there was any ways really that I could get on the score sheet a little bit more. And I got on one early from a corner at Salamis earlier in the season, and then for about 3 or 4 weeks after that, I'd hit the bar, I'd hit the post, and I was thinking, Jesus, what what's going on here? But yeah, since then, I haven't been lucky enough to get on one, but I'm hoping maybe get one or a couple more before the end of the season and finish strong.
I think Leighton fans, you can hold him to that one. So, playing career then. Is there someone who has had potentially the biggest impact on your career so far?
Yeah. I'd probably get a bit of stick from the lads as I have over the years and things like that. But I'd definitely say my dad. He's a big character in sort of this level of football, and he's been my manager at a few of the clubs that I've been at. And I've always said that he's someone who's always managed to get the best out of me on a football pitch. And I've learned a lot from him. So yeah, I'd definitely say my dad.
Love that. So captaincy, how did that first come around, Alfie?
Well, over the years at Leighton, we've had some brilliant captains. We had, when I first came in, we had Dave Murphy, who's a Leighton legend. I'm pretty sure he will definitely have a statue outside the stadium one day. And as Dave sort of stepped away due to sort of personal reasons, he had a kid and stuff like that, and he'll say he was getting too old, but he'll never be too old. He'll always play. Jordan Fredericks took over, who's a really good friend of mine, fantastic footballer, and a brilliant captain to work under. And Jordan got a move this season to Burko in the league above, fully deserved. And he's absolutely smashing it there. So yeah, he moved over to Burko, and luckily I was vice captain under Jordan, so naturally just sort of took that step and took the armband.
Wow. Okay. Are you enjoying it?
I am, yeah. It's I've worn it a few times before at previous clubs and at Leighton. I do enjoy it. It is a responsibility that I enjoy. There's obviously been a few things that I think I've had to work on in my own game and the way that I sort of portray myself on a pitch that, you know, I think a captain needs to have. So I'm working on that and still am. You know, I'm definitely not perfect in that sense. But yeah, I've absolutely loved it. As I said earlier, it's a real privilege to captain a club of this size, and I step out with it on in real honour every week. So yeah, absolutely love it, and hope I can do it for a while.
Excellent. So for you then, non-league football, what are your likes and dislikes?
Cool. I mean, the competitiveness is a massive like of mine. I think without it, I'd go crazy. I think, you know, it's entertaining. There's always a bit of drama involved in it. It's, you know, there is good teams at this level of football. You know, not every game is going to be fantastic, but the majority of them, there's some real good football played, and it is entertaining. So that's a big plus for me. Being around a group, you know, the camaraderie in teams is massive. You spend more time with these lads than you do at home a lot of the time. You know, we're training 2, maybe sometimes 3 times a week, playing games, and you know, we socialise with each other and things like that. So building a real bond's a special thing as well, which I enjoy. And then on the flip side, probably the dislikes of it, I think you'd probably get the same answer from everyone. You know, sometimes it can be tough when things don't go your way. It can ruin the weekend. I think, you know, you speak to lads at clubs in our league and stuff like that, and I think if they lose on a Saturday, you know, they'll probably go home and not speak to anyone, be in the doghouse on a Sunday, you know, with their missus, because they haven't spoken to them on a Saturday, and they have to put up with the brunt of it. So it can be, you know, you do take it really personally. I think, you know, once you're invested in it and you give up a lot of your time, it can sort of overtake you a little bit, but that's all part and parcel of it. That's, you know, part of the reason that we're in it, to live and breathe it, really.
Nice one. So for you, Alfie, because obviously, that's what I say to quite a few of the guys that I speak to on Insta Live, we'd all love to be doing this full time. Obviously, we're in non-league, so, you know. So for you, Alfie, what does your average week look like?
So my day job, I actually work with football clubs. I work for a company who supply clubs with their merchandise.
Nice.
So I've been lucky in that sense. Day to day, I work with football clubs. So yeah, always sort of in the industry and visiting clubs and things like that. So it's, you know, I love it. It's almost not a job for me. Football's my number one passion. So to work in something like it is incredible. But yeah, so that's me day to day. Live a pretty simple life, to be honest. Enjoy really simple things. Me and my missus have got 2 dogs, take them out every day for long walks, really enjoy that. Do a bit of cooking at home and bits and bobs, keep myself fit, go to the gym. And then, yeah, football, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. Spend some time with family and friends and that. Yeah, just the usual stuff, really. It just seems to go pretty quick at the moment, time. It seems to be flying by, but yeah, loving life, really enjoying things, and football plays a huge part in it. So
Cool. So, as you mentioned, having two dogs at home, what breed are they?
Mm. We've got a collie and a Pomeranian as well. So yeah, a bit of a
Right.
mix, and they
They,
keep
they
us
need
really.
some walking.
They do, mate. Yeah, you're not wrong. They keep us very busy. So yeah, love them to bits. Um, and yeah, one of the main things I enjoy is getting out new places, being out for hours with them. Enjoying a bit of
Mm.
time with my missus, having a good catch up and stuff like that. Really. So yeah, really simple. Nothing too entertaining, but that's what I like to do, sort of away from work and football. Really.
Yeah, I like that. That's certainly a good therapeutic way to de-stress, isn't it?
That's it, mate. Definitely.
So, obviously, because you've got many, many years still left in the tank, obviously
Mm,
we hope that obviously you stay fit and healthy.
yeah.
What are your long-term objectives, Alfie? Whether that be with Leighton or even
Mm,
potentially looking further ahead. What are your
yeah.
hopes?
I'd love to stay at Leighton for a long time. I've said that for a fair few years now. I think I've found a club where I've settled, really enjoy it, everything about
Mm.
the club, and ideally I'd love to stay at Leighton. Um, you know, Things change pretty quickly in football, so
Yeah.
anything can happen. You know what it's like, but I'd like to say that I'll be at Leighton for a fair few more years now.
Mm.
And rack up the appearances. Really, I'm nearly at 100 for the club now. I'd love to pass 200, and maybe even get to 300. Why not? I feel fit. I feel healthy. Um, Hopefully score a few more goals. And yeah, I mean, main goal for me would be to win another league title. Lucky enough to have done it once, and it was such a great feeling. Seems like a long time ago now, and yeah, it'd just be the ultimate for me. I think to win it with Leighton would be a really good achievement. Um, and I think we all sort of share that goal, and I think it would just be the icing on the cake to win it with Leighton.
Yeah, there's a nice comment there. Alfie will die in a Leighton shirt. There you
I don't know whether that's because I'll be here for so long, or whether it's because I go flying into challenges and I'll probably knock myself out or something. Yeah,
go.
I don't know, but yeah, no, I'll take it as a nice comment. Yeah, as I said earlier, I love the club, absolutely love the club, and as I said, ideally, I'd love to be there for a long time.
That's very nice of you to say so, Alfie. Right, so let's look at going back to football and what we've got coming up because
Yep.
two very, very big games for Leighton Town in the next 7 days for different reasons, aren't they? Because obviously tomorrow night
Mm.
got step four, Biggleswade FC in the semi-final of the Beds FA Cup.
Yep.
And I don't know, have you had a chance to look at Biggleswade, or do you know much about them or any of the actual players?
Yeah, yeah. So I know a few of the boys at Biggleswade, just through playing against them over the years and things like that, and you almost build a little bit of a sort of friendship as such with them. You have a
Mm.
catch up and stuff when you play them. We've played them a few times, sort of in pre-season games, and a fair few years ago before they got their promotions. They were at our
Yeah.
level, so yeah, I am quite familiar with them. They're a great side, really great side. They've got some really really strong players,
Mm.
some fantastic individuals in their team who are technically just at times when we've played them, honestly, you can't get near them. They're really
Mm.
really talented. So yeah, we played them in pre-season, and they were strong. They were really strong. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I think the group are as a whole. We love games like this. It's almost when you go into it as the underdog. It's almost a sort of nothing to lose mentality. And we'll give it a real good go tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll get a big crowd in at home, and that will sort of spur us on as well. And why not? Why can't we go and beat them tomorrow night? So anything can happen, and be a fantastic achievement to get to a final. It'll be really good for us with the season that we've had, and hopefully we can. And it'll be a great evening at Kenilworth Road.
Yeah, and it'd be very interesting because you don't know what team Biggleswade FC are going to put out because they're still not completely out of the hunt for the playoffs.
Yep.
But they might think that this is a great opportunity to make a cup final. and
Yeah.
you might have big boys playing. But regardless of that, surely the fact that it's at Bell Close, and more than likely there's going to be a lot there tomorrow night, because you say there's a
Mm.
chance for a final at Luton Town at Kenilworth Road. Could that potentially be a leveller for the game?
I think so. I think over the years, in games where we've played Vars games and cup games, when we've had teams from higher leagues come down to
Mm,
Belcross, I think they have found it a little bit tough.
yeah,
Um, I think they found it intimidating at times, and it can help us. It can sort of give us, as I said, that extra push and that sort of extra buzz that we need to take us over the line. In games like that, if you can keep it level for the majority of the game and maybe nick one on the break and then get behind the ball, before you know it, time ticks down and you could be in the next round. So as I said, anything can happen. We're confident going into it. We've just got to stick to what we do, and hopefully the fans will see us over the line tomorrow night.
cool. And who knows? I may even see you at the final because it's in my diary. So I'm hoping to be at the final. Hopefully to see Bedford Town potentially against Leighton Town, because that would be
Hopefully, mate.
fantastic.
That'd be fantastic. That'd be brilliant.
I,
Yeah, no, I
I
think
really, truly love that to happen because I've always sort of lived around those areas for most of my life. So it'd be great to see
yeah,
those two clubs in a cup final. Because Bedford haven't been in a cup final for a long, long time. I don't know how long it's been for Leighton Town, but it must be quite a
it's
lengthy
a fair
period.
while. A fair
Yeah.
while. I know our one of our members of staff, Sean, who's not been very well recently. So if he's listening, hope you get better soon, Sean. He was actually playing in the final the last time
Wow.
Leighton were there. He mentioned it to me the other day, so it was his claim to fame. He scored a penalty, he said. So yeah, he'll be happy that I shouted that out tonight. But yeah, it's definitely been a fair while, and something I think we sort of set out at the beginning of the season. Obviously our goal was to win the league. Unfortunately, that
Mm-hmm.
hasn't worked out. We have now got a chance to get the club to a final, which I think as players is something that we owe the club and owe ourselves. It's been a really long season. It's been tough.
Mm.
Things haven't necessarily gone our way, and now is a real chance to sort of put ourselves up there and yeah, and get to a final and hopefully compete.
Let's hope so. I will be. I mean, I'm at the league game North League tomorrow, but I will certainly be looking at those two cup scores throughout the night tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, but a few days after that, there's another huge game because you've
Yeah.
got title chasing Risborough.
Mm, yeah, thick and fast. This week's probably been one of the toughest weeks of the season, to be honest.
Mm.
Again, just to echo what I said earlier, they've had a fantastic year. They turned up. We played them first game of the season actually at Belclose. We drew 1-1, and if I'm being honest, I don't think we expected them to be as maybe competitive as they were. They were really strong.
Mm.
Some fantastic players. They've got a real good setup, and the way that they play, they know it really well. I think they've played it for a few seasons, and they're really good at what they do. So yeah, it'll be very tough Saturday again. Surface is notoriously not great, so I don't think it will be very pretty. I think it will be quite a scrappy game. But again, we're confident. It's a rearranged fixture, so that the game that we were due to play did get called off a while back. So yeah, this is one that we've been looking out for. One that we're excited for, and I hope that we can go there Saturday and cause a bit of an upset and get the 3 points.
Cool. I think that's a lovely way to wrap it up, Alfie. Thank you so much for your patience, really, getting this organised and everything. But
Yeah, no
I'm glad
worries.
we got round to doing it. I hope the guys that have obviously tuned in so far have really enjoyed it tonight. Please do spread the word because very shortly tonight this is going to be reshared on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. So do encourage people to watch it, hopefully. And Alfie, obviously, all the best to you and the team and the fans for tomorrow night. And hopefully, I may see you at the final at Kenilworth Road.
Fingers crossed, mate. Yeah, no, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on, and have a great week. And yeah, hopefully see you at Kenny.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you so much, Alfie.
All the best, mate. Look after yourself.
All
Take
the
care.
best. There you go. Up the town.
There you go, mate. Good way to finish.
Nice one.
Take care,
Cheers.
mate. Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.